What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to GCB Trading. I am Ralphdatrader back again with another video. Today's video, I will be breaking down two trades that allowed me to catch 75 pips on a Thursday trading GBP USD. One trade during London and one trade during the New York session. All right. So if you guys have been following me, you know that I look for 1, 2, 3 to the high, 1, 2, 3 to the low, M's, W's, and to confirm my entries, I'm looking for pin hammers, or engulfing, tweezer tops, tweezer bottoms, morning star, evening stars. Okay, so now that we got that all out the way, let's get into this breakdown. All right, so as you guys can see here on the screen, we have our previous day's high. Okay, Asian session puts in our high of the day. All right, puts in our low of the day, and this is our low of the session. All right, so Wednesday, you can see when the market New York session started to end, we started to put in this uptrending move. All right, so we had a low here, we had a high. They come back, they put in a higher low, higher high. Then we basically just went into accumulation, and then we put in another higher high. All right, giving us our high of the day. During the gap time, you can see they came and took out the traders who were still long. All right, whoever was still long in here, they probably moved their stops to break even or whatever, wherever they moved their stop loss at. So they came back, all right, like SB always says, no free lunch. All right, so the long traders here got their lunch money taken. All right, so now coming into the session, we got our high, we got our low of the session, previous day's high. So as you guys know, I'm looking for, either 1, 2, 3 or M's and W's. Okay, so when this Europe London session window opens up, you can see they came down and they triggered the low of the day. All right, so we took out the low of the session, came down and triggered the low of the day. Now, once they trigger this low of the day, now we're just waiting on the time. We're waiting to see what is going to happen at that equity hour, which for London session is 3 a.m. EST. All right, 3 a.m. EST. So we trigger the low of the day. All right, then we get this engulfing candle. All right, so we engulf the open of the session, but this is our first hour. All right, so this is our first hour. We're literally just waiting. All right, so we get the engulfing, but you can see we rejected that 50 level, which is medium price. Okay, this is the halfway point of our 100 pip box. All right, so we gave a rejection here. Next candle is our equity hour candle. It also opens up, rejects the 50, pulls back, tests our low of the day. All right, so now you can see that W is forming. All right, so we got the first leg. We pull up. We had our neckline. Here's our neckline. Okay, then now the next candle, the 1030 candle, this is our second leg. Okay, this was our second leg. So we'll mark this off as our W. Okay, we have our W. Now, what I always do too is, where is the money? Like Stacy says, money. Here's money. Here's the money right here. And we know money is green. So here's the money. Okay. So when this 1030 candle open up, all right, you can see we rejected the low again. So now that's giving me 1, 2, 3 rejections at the low of the day. Now, when this candle here starts pushing up and it broke the neckline, I took an entry here. All right. I took an entry here, but it started to pull back. All right. It started to pull back, and I just closed it out with a small loss, because once it breaks that neckline, I was anticipating on it going up. But this is why we have to wait until a candle close. And this is what I usually do. And like I made a video on, is that I don't, when prices at the halfway point of the 100 pip box, if I'm going for a buy, I need to see the candle close above the 50. All right. I need to see it close above the 50, come back and give a retest. All right. Then I take the trade. So I got in a little bit too early, but I got out with a small loss. All right. Once I seen it start pulling back, I just exited the trade. Okay. Now I probably could have stayed in if I just had my stop set at the low, but I just got out with a small loss and it was okay. All right. But I continued to watch the trade because I know that where we're going to go, it just wasn't ready yet. So this next candle opened up. All right. It gives us another rejection at the low of the day. Major rejection at the low of the day. This is going up. All right. So once this candle here opened up, what I did was looked at it on the 5 minute time frame. Okay. Because inside of the playbook, Stacy talks about the 5 minute time frame. All right. So what I did was went to the 5 minute. Okay. Where is that? Okay, let me just go back to the 30 here. And this is what I did because I had the two screens up. So what I did was went to the 5 minute, and this was here on the 12th London session. So as you guys can see, this was the candle here. All right. So the 5 minute closed above the 50. All right. Once this closed above the 50 and it came back and retested the 50, I was in at the 50 level. Okay. So that's where I took my entry because I had to close, I had to retest of the 50. So I got in here, and because this news was happening in New York session on Thursday, only target the previous day's high. I target just the previous day's high because typically when news is coming out, you're not going to get a big push. You're not going to get a big move, all right, during that previous session. That's just what I've noticed. You can go back and back test that for yourself. So I was good with I got here and I think, yeah, here was like 28. So I just rounded off to 30. I always do like a even them. So I managed to catch like 30 pips on that trade. All right. And I think somebody else in my Telegram group took this same trade as well. All right. So that was my first trade that I took, had a smaller loss, but came back in double the loss. All right. In this trade here. So we had the W at the bottom and we took a loss. Then we came back and we regrouped. All right. And we was able to make back what we lost plus more. So that was the London session trade. The setup was a W at the low of the day. All right. Now going into the New York session. All right. So now we just repeat the same process. Okay. So we still have our previous day's high. All right. Now we have our high of the day. All right. Let's mark off our high of the day was here. So this was the high of the day. And here was our low of the day. And this was our low of the session. All right, so this is what we have. So London session puts in the high. All right, London session puts in the low. All right, so we have our low of the session. We have our previous day's high, and inside of here, we had our high of the session. All right, so I'll just mark that off so people would know. So this was the high of the session. High of session. So we had our high session. So now when the New York session opened up at 8 a.m. EST, you can see we pushed up and triggered the previous day's high and we pulled back, all right, closing below that 50 level. But we had CPI news at 8:30. So we do not trade when the news is out. We wait. Okay, we wait 15 minutes after the news, like Stacy says, for the first bounce trade. Now, 8:30 opens up. They take out the low of the session, the low of the day, and also triggering taking out our previous day's low. All right, so here's our previous day's low. Our previous day's low, which is the green line. Okay, they proceed to push the market back up. All right, now they took out our high of the day, high of the session, previous day's high, and we also went um we definitely went 25 pips outside of 100 pip box. Let's put some measure. We went 40 pips outside of our 100 pip box. All right. So this is a good sign. We had all this. All right. We had all this now. It wasn't a 1, 2, 3, but on a 30-minute time frame, like I tell you guys, I look for a 1, 2. All right, because inside this one candle is two 15-minute candles. Okay. So I got a 1, 2 to the high, taking out my previous day's high, the high of the session, the high of the day, and I also went 40 pips outside the 100 pip box. All right. So now this next candle, all right, because we're waiting to after the news. Next candle, all right, at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Okay. We push back down. All right. We push back down, giving us a rejection of the previous day's high, the high of the day, and the high of the session. Now, when this pullback happened on the 30-minute time frame, this is the first bounce. Okay. So this is the first bounce. So this is the 9:30 on a 15-minute time frame. This is that 9:30 candle. All right. It gave you a pullback right at the double zero. Right at your double zero, it gave you the pullback. Now, because I was at work, I had a late entry on this trade. So my entry would have been at the double zero. All right. But I got in a little bit late because I was at work. So I got in around somewhere around up in here. You guys, if you've seen it, I posted a video of it while I was at work. All right. So I got in somewhere around here and set my target for 55 pips. Okay. So I got out somewhere around here. But as you guys can see, this thing went, okay, it went. And because I was at work, you know what I mean, I wasn't able to watch the chart. Um, I was just looking at it on my phone. So I just set my target for 55 pips. And that was it, man. So it was a successful Thursday. Was able to catch two trades. And like I said, it was about 75 pips, maybe a little bit more. I had 30 and 30 and 55. Okay. So I had, yeah, that's about 30 and 55 pips on those two trades. So yeah, man, those was the two trades. I hope this video was helpful and confirmed some things with you guys. Like always, man, work hard, stay disciplined, and be patient, and your time will come. And be the reason someone smiles today, man. Be the reason someone smiles today. Peace and love. Have a good one, family.